Do you know that feeling when you have seen an instant classic? Well, Money in the Bank was just close to that. Even if you didn't like Roman Reigns being pinned, I can assure you it makes sense from a storytelling point of view. But let's now review every single one of the matches and let's talk about them. First, let's review the Money in the Bank ladder match, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. And it had everything you can imagine, It was Ricochet, it was Budge, it was Logan Paul. All of them, they made what we expected they were gonna make from using the ladders. Of course, I believe that it was Ricochet that actually stole the show with several times, actually two times, that it really amazed the audience. And all of the superstars had their moment at reaching the Money in the Bank briefcase. Actually, we believed that it was going to be Nakamura, there was gonna be Budge, there was gonna be even Santos Escobar, and of course LA Knight. You saw the reaction from the audience last night at London. They really wanted LA Knight to win that briefcase. Sadly, it was not this time for him to be, but hopefully we'll get there in the future, right? Hopefully LA Knight gets a big push in the upcoming months. But did you see what Ricochet did to Logan Paul? Just at the very end of the match, what Ricochet did to Logan Paul was really amazing. I mean, that's what actually took them out of the match, with Logan Paul crashing his head onto the tables, and of course Ricochet, with all the effort that he made, he was also out. And just to end the match, we believe it was going to be LA Knight. We believe it was his moment, but we didn't count on Damian Priest. Threw LA Knight from the top of the ladder, and then he was completely alone to finally grab the Money in the Bank briefcase and become the new Mr. Money in the Bank. Great for Damian Priest, and I think it's great storytelling. Now let's see what happened with Ronda and Shayna facing Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. The match was what we expected to be, with both Shayna and Ronda taking out Raquel Rodriguez and focusing on hurting Liv Morgan with her submission maneuvers. And right to the end of the match, when we believed that Liv Morgan was gonna tap out, that's when the surprise came, because Shayna Baszler betrayed her longtime friend Ronda Rousey, and that allowed Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to capitalize and become the new tag team champions, the championships that they never lost. I thought in the predictions video that the champions were gonna retain, because I was thinking on the long-term storytelling, but I didn't anticipate and I didn't expect this betrayal. So it was actually very interesting, and it was the second match of the night that we were having a surprise. So things were really, really great with Money in the Bank until that point. Let's see now what happened with Gunther and Matt Riddle for the Intercontinental Championship. So the match was also what I expected it to be, because Matt Riddle was not 100%, he was injured, and what we expected to be is that Gunther was going to be attacking and focusing on Matt Riddle's injury, and that was exactly what happened. It was a really tough match. It was a hard-hitting, strong style match, and Gunther focusing on submission maneuvers to actually make Matt Riddle tap out. And focusing on that angle is that how Gunther made at the end tap out Matt Riddle. But things didn't end there, and surprises were coming around the corner, because Drew McIntyre was back and he came for Gunther and he attacked the ring general Gunther, and Drew McIntyre is back and he wants the Intercontinental Championship. So great, we have Drew McIntyre back. We haven't seen Drew McIntyre since kind of 2 months ago. Remember, he was drafted to Monday Night Raw, but we haven't seen him. So he's going after the Intercontinental Championship. Now let's see what happened between Cody Rhodes and Dominik Mysterio. And as it was expected, we all expected, this was with nothing on the line. This was the worst match of the night. But as even the worst match of the night, it was funny. It was a fun match to see, because it was funny to see how Dominik Mysterio was trying to get out of the ring and receive the help from Rhea Ripley. It was fun to see how Cody was running around and after Dominic, trying to chase him, and well, of course, at the very end, he grabbed Dominic to finally end this match. Finally, because with a Cody cutter and then the crossroads, he finally ended this match. But WWE has always a surprise for us, and I thought that it was gonna be Brock Lesnar coming to attack Cody, but it wasn't meant to be this time. And after they left the ring, it was John Cena that returned to WWE. He is back, and at least for a night, he gave us a really great surprise because he started talking to us about what about having WrestleMania in London. Wow, the WWE universe at London got crazy, and then it was Grayson Waller trying to crash the party and trying to talk to Cena about how bad an idea is this. And well, of course, the people didn't like that, right? And John Cena got that. He also didn't like what Grayson Waller was saying, and then Grayson Waller tried to attack John Cena. John Cena fought back, and with an F5, he ended Grayson Waller's night. Great to see John Cena back, at least for a night, and with a great announcement that we hopefully get to see a WrestleMania in London. And now to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. No, as I expected, Iyo Sky and Zelina Vega were the MVPs of this match, throwing herself off the ladder, taking the risk. Iyo Sky, look at that moonsault that she made. It was really great. And then, of course, as it was expected, Bayley was fighting off Soy Star and Trish Stratus, and also she was fighting off Bayley and Iyo Sky. They used all the ladders inside the ring and outside the ring, and also tables. And at some point, they all had a chance at grabbing the Money in the Bank briefcase. But when Zelina Vega was actually going to win, Soy Star came to stop her, and that's when she threw herself with Soy Star from the top of the ladder, and that's when they got completely out of the match. And then it was time for Iyo Sky, and when she was going to grab the Money in the Bank briefcase, it came Bayley and betrayed Iyo Sky. She pushed Iyo Sky from the ladder, but when she was climbing the ladder, it was Becky Lynch's turn, and she was at the other side of the ladder, and she was fighting against Bayley. But when were they fighting against each other, they didn't notice that Iyo Sky was returning to the ring, and Iyo Sky handcuffed both of them. Iyo Sky started climbing the ladder, using Bayley also to climb to the ladder and get to the top of the ladder, and she grabbed the Money in the Bank briefcase, and Iyo Sky became the new Miss Money in the Bank. Great for that. Great for that, because Iyo Sky was the MVP of this match and she deserved to win this briefcase. Let's see now what happened at the World Heavyweight Championship match between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. It was a great match, and Finn Balor, he came with a mission. He came with a mission to attack Seth Rollins' ribs, and he was doing everything in his power to attack Seth Rollins at every single point and attacking his ribs, because that's where Seth Rollins is injured right now. So that was the plan for Finn Balor, and he was trying to do that at every single point with kicks, with his coup de grace, and right to the end, Damian Priest appeared. And of course, he started looking at Seth Rollins like he was wanting to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase. That actually distracted Seth Rollins and helped Finn Balor. Finn Balor made a coup de grace outside of the ring, and he tossed Seth Rollins onto the ring, and then he was going to the third rope to make his final coup de grace, and then in a very strange way that we still don't understand, Damian Priest stood up, got closer to the ring, and that distracted actually Finn Balor. And he tried to make his coup de grace, but he missed, and Seth Rollins took advantage of that stump Finn Balor, and that was it. And that was the victory for Seth Rollins. Of course, that I didn't like that with just one stump, Seth Rollins takes the victory. I thought that Finn Balor could actually that get out of that one stump. But anyway, and I really believe that this is not the end for Finn Balor, because he has a very strong reason to go after Seth Rollins, which is vengeance. I don't think that this is the end for Finn Balor. I think that what is gonna happen, let's see what happens in Monday Night Raw, but maybe what is gonna happen is that Finn Balor is gonna grab this loss and make his inner demons come out. Yes, the Demon King Finn Balor. Because remember that our next event is SummerSlam, and 7 years ago at SummerSlam we had the main event between Finn Balor, the Demon King Finn Balor, and Seth Rollins. And maybe, and why not, history could repeat itself, and yes, history could repeat also with the Demon King Finn Balor beating Seth Rollins. And that would be very interesting because we could have Damian Priest looking around, maybe trying to cash in on his friend Finn Balor. Very interesting things coming around. Now to the main event, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa against the Usos, the Bloodline Civil War. As expected, it was a hard-hitting match. These four guys really wanted to get at each other. They were fighting for blood. They were fighting for family. There was blood between these four, and we all noticed that in the ring. The action was in the ring, outside the ring, and with near falls for all of them. They all applied finishers. Even at one moment, Roman Reigns couldn't believe that Jey Uso got out of his spear. And the turning point of this match came when Solo Sikoa tried to attack Jimmy Uso outside of the ring, trying to launch himself onto the commentator's table with Jimmy right there, but Jimmy got out of that position, so Solo crashed himself onto the table, and that left Jimmy and Jay completely alone to attack the tribal chief Roman Reigns. And of course, the tribal chief tried to fight for his life, tried to defend himself against the Usos, but he was outnumbered. They both super kicked Roman Reigns. And then Jay finished the match with the Uso splash, and then the count to 3, and yes, Roman Reigns pinned after more than 3 years, 3.5 years if I'm not wrong. Now let's talk about the result. Do you agree on the Usos winning this match? I think there are two parts here. First of all, the Usos winning, and second of all, the Usos winning and pinning Roman Reigns. The Usos winning right now. I think it's still too soon, and that leaves me the question of what now for the Usos and what now for the tribal chief, unless, and that could be a reason for what happened tonight, unless they are already trying to finish the storyline of the tribal chief, maybe as soon as SummerSlam. And about the second part is about Roman Reigns being pinned. I have read and listened to a lot of people telling that it was not necessary to Roman being pinned tonight. But I mean, let's not make a drama out of it, because he was pinned in tag team competition. He was not pinned in singles competition. And the last time he was pinned in singles competition was more than 3 years. 3 years and a half, I think. I think it was in December 2019. But let me know in the comments what you think. You believe that it was necessary for the Usos to pin Roman Reigns, or it was not necessary to have this? Overall, as I told you in the beginning, it was a great Money in the Bank. I believe that it is even close to perfection. This event, it's even close to be an instant classic. The only match that just to me it's kind of too unnecessary on the event was the match between Cody Rhodes and Dominik Mysterio. I believe that the event without that match could actually have been much better. But overall, it was a great Money in the Bank with a lot of surprises in every single match. And the two winners of the Money in the Bank briefcases, I think, are really great choices. So, let me know in the comments what you think. And that's it for today. If you like, please share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.